안녕하세요. 테크 세미나의 핵심만 읽어주는 토크IT의 세미남 고우성 PD입니다. 요즘 기업 안에서 AI 에이전트가 점점 늘고 있습니다. 영업, 고객 지원, 개발뿐 아니라 업무 자동화까지 들어오면서 이제는 사람이 아니라 에이전트가 데이터베이스를 더 자주 두드리는 시대가 점점 다가오고 있습니다. 그런데 여기서 새로운 문제가 발생합니다. 요청이 갑자기 몰리거나 패턴이 예측이 안 되면서 데이터베이스가 순간적으로 버거워질 수 있다는 겁니다. 또 에이전트가 데이터에 접근하는 만큼 보안과 권한 관리도 더욱 까다로워지지요. 이번 세미나에서는 포스트그레스QL 글로벌 컨트리뷰터인 인젠트 우마르 팀장의 이야기를 통해 AI 에이전트 확산이 DB 운영을 어떻게 바꾸는지, 그리고 기업이 무엇부터 준비하면 되는지 핵심만 정리해 드리겠습니다.
이런 AI 시대 때 포스트그레스QL 입장에서는 메인 챌린지 한 3가지 좀 얘기해 준다면.
Right now there are two ways to use the AI is used in PostgreSQL with the PostgreSQL. One is some agent is using the PostgreSQL.
Right.
The other one is the DBA is using agent for himself to make it easy their task. The most challenging part, I guess, is where agent directly try to control or engage with the database. There are two ways to engage with the database. Either as a DBA, agent is tuning the database. The other one is just using it. Of course, in both ways there are some concerns. So there are a lot of good things and also the challenges too. When they start using it, the human, they have a fixed kind of pattern how they use it. But the agent, or maybe even somebody invoked that agent, but still he asks a random question, how to do it. Now agent will decide how should I query the database, and his way of interacting with the database, it's not deterministic. It could be like a random something, because he thinks that I should ask this thing and he will just ask it. Okay, maybe human did not even think about it, and the agent has a logic that it have to ask that question whether it is needed or not needed. So in that way, it generates a lot of traffic.
I see.
Human maybe have only generate the traffic what they can understand, and the agent generate more traffic. This is one way to use it, and the other one is human have that sense that they can, if their intention is good, they won't do anything bad. But agent, if you did not put that kind of intelligence in the agent, it might be accessing some data which it should not access. Okay, maybe humans see the data and say, I should not see this data, I should stop it. Agent does not have that kind of intelligence, but it would start using that data. And now because of that, the attack surface, what we call, is increased. The thing which might not be humanly possible previously, now they are agent based, agently possible.
I see.
So the attack surface is increased, and in last, if you see, of course now the AI agent are used for the attacks too. It is easier to exploit some issue, the vulnerability in few hours. Previously it was used to take few days to, somebody found a flaw in a system. First he need to find out how to exploit that flaw. Which libraries to use, what should be the attack vector, I should do this step, this step, this step, and then now agent can do in few minutes. So the attack surface is expanded.
Yeah.
Also the speed is also increased. So this is the other one is the security challenge. One is like the first one is performance, that it's non-deterministic. You don't know the pattern. Previously there are different patterns, like everybody performance have different, okay, the graph is like this, the graph is that. You can predict the pattern. Now when you get the query, you don't know how to handle that kind of the queries, that kind of pattern, random patterns. When we say random, it's not even a pattern.
Right.
Random traffic, it's not a
random is random. How we handle that kind of non-deterministic random approach?
You cannot stop them. Okay, maybe the thing you can do is to limit them. Like for example, if they are sending a traffic which will destroy your system, then limit them.
I see.
With some timeout. It means you reach that threshold. After that, the system can misbehave and can be disturbed. Maybe not as a system, even the other user can get disturbed. If one user is using 99% of the resources, the other would be. So there are multiple, way to limit, resource limitation. To check, this much IO is enough. Then also For the agent services, I believe there should be separate roles. In the DBs, you can define different kind of roles. Previously, roles were for the like security team, DBA team, normal user, app user. Now you should have also a service and agent use cases.
Now we have to assign each role to agent too, not only human being. Right?
Yeah, agent too, and also with the roles you can define some like resource limitation, and also if the query is taking too long, maybe it is using too much resources, how to limit it. If it is using too much disk, stop it somewhere. You have to stop it somewhere. That
I see.
it means that's enough.
몇 년 전부터 한국에서도 많은 기업들이 이제 레그 하이라이트 도입하고 벡터 데이터도 쓰고 막 그러거든요. 그런 것들이 DBA 입장에서는 어떤 챌린지를 주는 겁니까?
Like if you want to use the database with for the AI use cases, RAG or other, and you have to think very carefully, how to efficiently use it, how to combine multiple capabilities. The AI searching like vector search capability with the normal filters. So of course, using this one, the user can improve the usability as well as the precision. And also it can improve the performance as well if you use it properly. So the DBAs or the developers, they need to carefully see how they should use it. There are different kind of, to make it faster, there are different features. If they are to get the data out of the database, there are multiple ways, creating different kind of indexes to make it faster. So there are for the PostgreSQL and other database, PostgreSQL, there are multiple indexes, the ways to provide, use this one for this scenario, use the other one for this scenario. The challenges I see, most of the people, they just think about, the simple use case, very limited use case. But with a big company, there are different challenges. Like the data is not one time, you might be getting more and more data time to time.
Yeah, right.
So the feature you choose, like one index, can it support incremental update? Some index don't provide that functionality. So, but if your use case is like, it is one time thing, then it's good. If it is incremental, then you should, because if you inject more data and it start changing that structure, then it kind of downtime. Your other queries would be slow. Okay, he's working on something, database working on to reindex, restructure the data, and now you should wait it. But depending on, if the use case is that it should be operational and you have a lot of traffic, then choose, that kind of structure which fits your needs. So this is how, how to make it, the result should be precise. I mean, there is a hallucination. The AI have to tell you something. If it is factually correct or not, maybe AI does not care, but you need to care about it. Okay, so how precise is the response? That person who implemented the agent or using, he will have more responsibility, not the agent. The GPT, if or some other prompt, it would respond you something and it will say, okay, I am correct, but you can say you are not correct, it will say I am not correct. Somebody have to make that improve that precision. So you can use the AI search with the normal database filtering, combine them, or AI with the graph filtering, graph RAG, to improve that thing. So improve the accuracy of the result. And of course, there are some areas where you need kind of 100% accuracy. Like if you are using the AI in the medical, there is very limited room for error. That's why even right now in the different the people say use it with a grain of salt, that don't get medical advices from GPT. Okay, cross check it, check with the doctor. So it means there are some industries where accuracy really matters. So there is very
like finance.
Yeah, like finance too. Like if there is 1 0 here and there, one dot from here and there.
Yeah, one comma.
Yeah, one comma.
PostgreSQL하고 이제 AI하고 결합했을 때 기업이 가질 수 있는 비즈니스 가치를 좀 얘기해 준다면.
The first thing is, if you see the popularity of PostgreSQL, a lot of people are already using PostgreSQL. So they have a lot of data. The one thing is they shift the data to some other database and get the AI result. Or the other thing is more easier is to bring that AI into PostgreSQL. If you are a company and you are developing some product or adding some value to the customer, it would be faster. You already have the data. You already have the whole infrastructure for it. You just need to implement those AI features, and PostgreSQL do provide those features. So it's easier to develop AI feature and in the PostgreSQL if you already have a Postgres setup. So the time to go to market is very short. So otherwise you have to understand a new database, shift the data to the other. Next point is also related to the first point. Right now you see the data sovereignty. You don't want to send your data. Previously the same concept was somehow related to cloud too. The people used to have the concerns that my data should not leave this territory. Okay, that was the main concern for the cloud. Cloud is good, but that was the main concern. Now the same is for the AI. Now let's say for the AI you have to send either data or some other form, embedding form. In any form if you have to shift your data to some other place, you don't want to do it. Okay. So that data sovereignty is very important.
Is there anything to talk about the Postgre related to the AI companies such as like ChatGPT, OpenAI and stuff? Because their backend DBMS using the PostgreSQL, right?
Yes. I mean, few weeks ago there was an article published by ChatGPT, the core company, how they are using PostgreSQL.
I see.
Now, how would you use 30-40 database and how they interconnect? How users are getting this performance, and the backbone is the database is like PostgreSQL, and how efficiently this PostgreSQL is working in that big setup.
They publish the whole structure?
The structure,
whole architecture?
This is how we are using PostgreSQL.
I see.
With not only one multiple database. There is a group of database in a multiple hierarchy. That how they are efficiently working for us.
I see.
Most of the time these big AI company, they publish that like that kind of architecture, that how efficiently you can do it. I mean, if we can do it, you can do it as well. It's like a proven architecture for the AI companies and the big company which have enormous data, that you can use PostgreSQL.
I see.
In this fashion. There are multiple perspectives. So every company, and recently, there are a couple of, especially the ChatGPT, they mention on their own proper blog with a structure that we are using this PostgreSQL with these many nodes, and it is working perfectly for us.
포스트그레스QL 전문기업 인젠트 홈페이지는 우측 상단 카드 링크를 클릭하시면 보실 수 있고, 관련 문의는 여기 메일로 하실 수 있습니다.